the challenge of Iowa is there's 5 media markets. In order to go from city to city, you have to fly. When I go from city to city or community to community, I take a bus in New Hampshire. And there's 1.3 million people. You can meet, I've met all of them twice. I only have 3 more times to go.
Well, so do you know who is not in Iowa? It is John Kasich, essentially camping out in New Hampshire. The Ohio governor holding a town hall meeting in Rochester at the moment. We are 8 days ahead of the contest, the next contest. That'll be next Tuesday. Will Kasich's strategy work in the long run? John Sununu, former New Hampshire governor, live with me now from Manchester, former White House chief of staff to President George H.W. Bush. Good day to you, Governor, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm fine, thank you. We'll see you on the weekend, next weekend. But first, do you think Kasich's strategy works or not?
This is a very important election to determine that. Next Tuesday in New Hampshire, the primary day, is going to find out whether Kasich and Christie and Bush, who have focused a lot of their campaigns here, are going to succeed in the old traditional New Hampshire way, or whether this is a new cycle and whether or not flying in on a 757 and flying out is the most effective way to do it. The New Hampshire voters are...
On that point, Bill Clinton skipped Iowa in 1992. But he did it because Tom Harkin was from Iowa and he had the place wrapped up. Rudy Giuliani in more recent times skipped Iowa and did not run a successful strategy in New Hampshire. I don't know how you... is that apples to apples or not, do you believe, those two campaigns?
Well, look, if you want other examples, George Herbert Walker Bush did not skip Iowa and came in third in '88 and then came to New Hampshire, did it the New Hampshire way, and came out of here a winner and went on to the presidency. It changes a bit every 4 years, Bill. It is hard to predict how it's changed ahead of time, but everybody's going to have a field day looking backwards after next Tuesday and explaining to us all how it did change or did not change.
Yeah, and true on that. Quickly on the undecideds. It is said up to 39% here in Iowa could change their minds tonight. After talking to many of them this weekend, I believe that number to be accurate. Is it the same in New Hampshire?
Yeah, it's at least the same in New Hampshire, in my opinion. And even though New Hampshire doesn't follow Iowa in terms of reacting the same way, it pays attention to Iowa. And it takes a look at what happens coming out of there, and it does affect the undecided as you go into the last moments. My guess is 40% here are either undecided or liable to changing their mind.
Okay, and we'll see what effect that is over the next 8 days. In Iowa, this is what they'll tell you, Governor. It is a battle between enthusiasm versus organization. Who wins when you've got enthusiasm on one hand and organization on the other?
Well, a good organization has quiet enthusiasm, so I don't think it's as clear-cut a message as that. And frankly, a lot of folks that are enthusiastic sometimes don't even show up if there's no organization. So Iowa's caucus system is being tested this time. New Hampshire's first in the nation primary is being tested this time.
Got it. Who wins in Iowa? First on the Democratic side in a razor-tight race at the moment. Sanders or Clinton?
Bill, I've told you before, I haven't got the slightest idea about what the electorates are doing, particularly in New Hampshire and Iowa. They are volatile. I suspect it'll be Sanders and Clinton plus or minus 1 or 2% without being able to tell right now which one will win.
That's probably safe. Republicans? Who wins here?
Well, Trump has to win in Iowa. He's made such a big deal out of it. And if he doesn't win in Iowa or doesn't win big in Iowa, people are going to wonder whether the bluff and bluster game that he's played is all bluff and bluster. Cruz has to come in second. And then I think coming out of Iowa, third, fourth, and fifth will be important.
Indeed, it might be. I mean, it has in the past.
I think it'll be one of third, fourth, and fifth will be 3 of the Christie, Bush, Kasich, Rubio crowd, and the order in which they come out of Iowa will be important to them.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you, Governor. See you next weekend. Johnson,
thanks, Bill. Have a great day.
New Hampshire.
Yep.
Thank you, pal. You bet. Thanks.